Yeah.
Oh, I can see how that would happen if it's two blacks. You have two different black colors, right? That would be an easy mistake.
Yeah.
Okay.
But right now it's just one color. It's just black.
Oh, whew, you don't have to worry about that problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so for Luis, when it says what caused the problem, in that instance, part of the problem is they have two blacks and they're very similar. That's one problem, right? The company is producing two black cars and they're almost the same color. Okay, was the wrong mirror ordered from the supplier? In your case, that doesn't apply because you're making them. Was the wrong mirror delivered to the assembly line? Oh, that could have happened, right? Maybe somebody grabbed the wrong part and delivered it to the assembly line, the wrong one. Was the wrong color marked on the box? That's a possibility, right? That's definitely a possibility. You cannot assume. You don't know which one of those it is yet. You must find out when and where the problem started. This is root cause analysis, RCA, right? You're figuring out, and you can't assume anything. You have to look at all of the possibilities. So you have to find out what happened and why it happened and how to stop it from happening again. So they list 3 possible areas. So there's this little picture here, right? Because the plant above the ground is the problem, and the roots underneath the ground are the possible causes, right? Over here is one, and over here is another one, and you don't know which one, okay? So that's why they call it root cause analysis, because it's something that happened before the problem. All right, so these are the 3 areas. You could have physical causes that caused the problem. So in the instance of the incorrect color of the mirror or the wrong mirror, the physical cause, let's see, what could a physical cause be? Oh, I guess that the 2 colors are so close. That would be a physical cause. You've got 2 mirrors that look almost the same. The problem is that's also a human cause, because the human looking at the 2 mirrors can't tell the difference between the 2. So I would say it's a combination of a physical problem and a human problem, right? The physical problem is you have 2 colors that are almost the same. And the human problem is the human can't tell the difference between the 2. So that is a combination of the 2. And organizational causes, well, this would have to do with like the management system. Like maybe the management system does not have a good system for loading the new rear view mirrors onto the assembly line. Maybe they don't have a good check system to make sure that the correct ones are being delivered. So it's really an organizational cause. The managers need to have a better check system in place so that they can make sure to catch when human errors happen. So it could be an organizational problem, right? That they need to have a better check system. Okay, so RCA looks at all 3 types of causes. And it says, use these tools to help identify causal factors. So this first one confused me because it says appreciation, use the facts to ask, so what? Why does this matter? So let's think about that rear view mirror that was incorrect. So in that case, why does it matter that there was a problem with that? In this case, it matters because the customer is going to be pretty ticked off if they get a car that has a rear view mirror that's a different color than the rest of the car, right? In fact, they won't buy it, right? They're going to have to send that whole car back to the assembly line and have that correct color rear view mirror put on the car. It's going to cost the company more money. So, but in other cases, maybe you might ask, so what? And it doesn't matter. Maybe the problem it's not really a problem that needs to be solved. So and I don't know why they put appreciation right here in the tools to help identify causal factors. So I was curious about this one, so I clicked on the article, because if you look below, it says source. So all of this information, Professor Ian Yellow, she got it from an article online, and right here she gives you a link to that article. So if we click on it, let's read about appreciation, because I am confused. I don't understand, what do they mean by appreciation, and why is that helping us figure out what a root cause is? Okay, so we're going to go here, and let's see if we can find out about appreciation. Here it is. Okay, so this is step 3, identify possible causal factors. And it says, during this stage, identify as many causal factors as possible. Too often people identify 1 or 2 factors and then stop. But that's not sufficient. With RCA, you don't want to simply treat the most obvious cases. You want to dig deeper. It says, appreciation, use the facts and ask, so what? To determine all the possible consequences of a fact. So I guess what they mean is, okay, we got the wrong color, so what could be the possible reason? You have to dig for all of the possible reasons. So what then? Why? I guess that's what they mean, but it's worded weird. I don't like the wording, to tell you the truth, you guys. But I think that's what they mean, okay? So sometimes the way things are written aren't the best. So let's go back to our document. Okay, the next one is the 5 whys. Ask why until you get to the root of the problem. Okay, so this is going to be one of your assignments for week 2. So I'm going to go back to our classroom, and I have this assignment there. So for week 2, under reading questions, it asks, what are the 5 reasons someone might make a bad, no, not that one. The third one, choose one of the problems below and use the 5 whys to identify the root cause. Okay, so 5 whys means just like a little 2-year-old kid. But why, Mommy? But why? But why? Why, Mommy? Why do I have to go to bed? Because it's 8 o'clock. But why do I have to go to bed at 8 o'clock? Because children your age need 12 hours of sleep. But why do children my age need 12 hours of sleep? Because it helps your brain grow correctly. But why do I need my brain to grow correctly? So it's the same process as a 2-year-old would use on you when they're questioning you about bedtime. Okay, so she wants you to choose either your assignment is late or you got a speeding ticket. So you have to choose one of those 2. Maybe you've never ever had either of those happen to you. I've had both of those happen to me. So I chose my assignment is late, okay? So why? Why is my assignment late? I didn't have time to complete it. Well, why didn't I have time to complete it? I chose to work late this week on my job to get overtime pay. Well, why did you choose to work late on your job? Well, because I need the money. Oh, why do you need the money? Because I'm trying to pay for my daughter's college tuition. Oh, why do you want to pay for your daughter's college tuition? Because I want her to finish college. It's really important for me to. So there's layers and layers of reasons why my assignment is late, right? It's not an excuse. It's just a reason, okay? So how could I solve this problem based on all of these reasons? Okay, there's a lot of different ways I could solve this problem. One, I could have my daughter get a loan for her college tuition, and then I don't have to keep working late. If I don't want to do that, I can do my homework on the weekend, or I can do my assignment early so that I can get it done ahead of time before I have to work. There's many things I can do to like solve this problem that I have of working late during the week and not being able to do my assignments. Okay, so that's going to be week 2, reading question number 3. All right, let's go back to the reading. After the 5 whys, there's a thing called drill down. It says break a problem down into smaller parts to understand the big picture. I really feel like all of these things are like versions of the same thing. You're just breaking down a problem into smaller parts. And cause and effect diagrams. Create a chart of possible causes to see where the trouble may have come from. Okay, so here's a why diagram, the 5 whys. The computer freezes. Why? Not enough memory. Why? It's an old computer. Why do you have an old computer? I don't have enough money to buy a new computer. Why don't you have enough money? Because I did not budget my money very well with my spending. So Winnie, this is you. This is you. You have your budget. This is good. Winnie's making a budget so she can afford her new computer. Just kidding. Okay. So here's another technique that Professor Ian Yellow talks about in her reading materials. It's called a fishbone diagram. So here's a fish. And at the head of the fish is a problem. You got to work late. And then on each one of the fish's bones are all of the reasons that you got to work late. Okay? And they give you a list of all of the different categories of reasons that could possibly be there for a problem. So if we say the problem is the person put the wrong rear view mirror on the car at the factory, then we could list, okay, was there a problem with the machines at the factory? Okay, or was there a problem with the people at the factory? Was there a problem with the methods at the factory, meaning all of the rules and regulations and procedures, the ways that you do things? Was there a problem with the environment at the factory? Meaning maybe the place where they put all of the rear view mirrors on the shelf, the 2 black colors are right next to each other on the shelf. You have obsidian black, and what was the other black, Luis?
The regular black.
Regular black. Obsidian black and regular black, they're on the shelf right next to each other. So that would be the environment, right? It's a bad environment. Or measurements. So I don't know for measurements. Let's see what they put down here for measurements. Oh, they don't have measurements for this one. So I'm not quite sure, but maybe measurements might be they didn't buy enough of the correct rear view mirror. They ran out. So they didn't measure the right amount to buy, or something like that, I think would be under measurements. So all of these things you can use to create categories for any problem. This is a fishbone diagram. You could plug any problem into this diagram and come up with possible reasons why the problem happened. So let's think of a problem and try it out. Someone give me a problem. Oh, I see Winnie talking. Are you saying something, Winnie? Let me.
Problem.
Yeah.
Is the sixth way to solve the problem. Six aspect to think about how long is this program.
Yes, 6 ways, but we have to think of a problem right now. So let me think of a problem. Let's see. All right, let's say we're going to take the same problem we did last week. Do you remember my dishes problem at my house? The dishes piling up on the counter and in the sink, right? And nobody's doing the dishes, right? So let's put the problem is the dishes are piling up every day on the counter and in the sink at my house, making it hard to eat or prepare food in the kitchen. Okay, so could there be a problem with a machine?
Yes.
What could the machine problem be? Well, what machines are involved with dishes?
Dishwasher.
The dishwasher could be broken, right? It works for this problem. We could have a broken dishwasher, right? So that might be the machine problem. Okay, could there be a problem with people in this situation? What are the people doing that could be causing the problem?
Use the machine too often.
Oh, maybe the people. Okay, well, that's if the problem was a broken dishwasher. But the problem here is too many dirty dishes on the counter and in the sink.
What happened?
I don't know.
It's
People
frozen.
are not washing their dishes, right? So it could be people are not washing their own dishes, right? They're not washing the dishes. So that could be a people problem. How about methods? Could there be a problem, a method problem? What method at home could be problematic? Maybe we need to have another method, but the method we're using right now is not good. So, what could be a different method? So right now the method is everybody's eating and they're leaving their dirty dishes on the counter. That's the method. That's the method of how people use dishes at our house. They eat and then they leave the dish on the counter. So that
give them a reward. I'll give them a award if they wash the dishes.
there you go. That's a different method. We could have a reward system for washing your own dishes, right? Okay, so the method at our house might have a problem to it, but she's saying maybe if we have a different method of rewarding the children when they wash their own dishes, that could be a different method, okay, to solve the problem. Okay, environment.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse me. May I ask you something? So
Yes.
in this case, the problem is that the kids they don't want to wash the dishes, right?
Or they just don't. We don't know why, but they don't. Yeah.
They don't do it. Okay, I got it. Just for clarifying. Thank you.
Yeah. And so if you want to change the method, so right now there's no rules. So there really is no method. We don't have a good method. The method is everyone eats and leaves their dirty dishes. That's kind of a lack of a method, right? So that's the problem. There's a lack of a method, right? So then I think it was Raina said, we will make a method. The method will be, we'll give them a reward if they wash their own dishes. There's a method. That's a good method. So that would be a solution to the problem of lack of method, right? That would be adding a method where there is no method. So that's the problem, is there was no method, right? So could there be a problem with the physical environment in the kitchen? There could be, right? There could be some problems with the physical environment. What could the problem be?
Waste water.
Okay, the kids don't want to waste water. I don't know, like what could make the kids not put their dishes in the dishwasher? So this actually happens at my house. One of the problems is the dishwasher is full. And they don't want to empty the dishwasher. So that is why they don't put any dirty dishes in the dishwasher, because the dishwasher is full. So that's an environment problem, because the reason why everything's backing up is because the dishwasher's full. Well, that goes back to a people problem, because somebody needs to empty the dishwasher. But right now it's an environment problem, because physically the dishwasher is full, so there's no place to put the dirty dishes, right? So that's an environment problem, because there's no place to put the dishes. They're dirty, but they have no place to go. So, but then that eventually leads back to a people problem, because somebody has to empty the dishwasher, right? And then measurements. Could we have a problem with measurements? Well, I guess yes, because nobody's keeping track of who is doing the dishes and when, right? So nobody's taking any measurements. So the problem is lack of measurements. It's a lack of measurements, right? Nobody's keeping track. There's a pile of dirty dishes, but we don't know who did what. We have no idea whose dirty dishes those are. There's just a pile of random dirty dishes on the counter. We don't know who did what. So there's a lack of measurement. We actually had a discussion at my house one day. We said, we're going to buy different colored dishes. Mom will have red, Dad will have blue, Bailey will have yellow, Kelsey will have purple, and Barrett will have red. And you cannot use any dishes that are not your color. And then if there is a red dish on the counter, we know that is Barrett's dish, right? We never did that because it was too expensive to buy brand new dishes, right? So, but that's one way to solve the problem, right? That's one way. Then we can measure whose dishes are on the counter. Barrett, I see 2 red dishes on the counter. Those 2 red dishes are yours, right? Then we can measure. Otherwise, we have to measure in other ways. I don't know. We have to figure that out. And lastly, materials. I don't know if there's a materials problem with dishes. Let me think. Well, it could be that we are out of dishwashing soap. That might be a materials problem. Or we're out of sponges, or we're out of towels to dry the dishes, right? So that could be a materials. You can't do the job if you don't have the tools to do the job, right? So we could have a materials problem in this instance. We're out of dishwasher soap, we're out of sponges, we're out of drying towels, okay? So I like this fishbone method. I think it really does help you pinpoint all of the possible reasons why a problem could be happening. Okay, so that was fishbone method. This is something called a Pareto chart. It's actually a little bit complicated, but it's not hard to understand. once you understand what these things are on the chart. So on a Pareto chart, it was named for a man named Vilfredo Pareto. Wow, his name rhymes. Vilfredo Pareto. Sounds Italian. He noticed that 20% of the people in Italy owned 80% of Italy's wealth. This was in 1906, meaning everybody else was not wealthy. Only 20% of the people in Italy were wealthy, meaning they had a lot of money. Everyone else didn't. And he figured this out by creating this chart. And it shows a picture of what is going on, how often the problem is occurring. And it usually shows that 80% of the problem is because of 20% of the causes, meaning not all, like, for example, in Luis's example, all three of the causes were contributing to 10% of the problem, or 100% of the 10% problem, right? So equally, those three causes were causing. But they're saying in this instance, if you had 8 different causes, they're saying that only 20% of that 8. So that would mean only these 2 of the causes are causing 80% of the problem. So we have 8 causes, but only 2 of the causes are causing most of the problem, right? So if we look at this chart, it's showing us this is an engine. The problem is an engine, like a car engine, overheated, meaning it got too hot and radiator steam was blowing out the radiator. The engine overheated. Okay, and here are some possible causes for the engine overheating. But this is actually, a damaged radiator core. So in other words, an engine in a car, it has a radiator. It's a machine that pumps water through the engine to keep it cool. But if the radiator is not pumping the water around the engine is going to get too hot. So 31% of the time, it was a damaged radiator core. That's a lot. That's the biggest one. The next possible cause of the engine getting too hot was the fans. They didn't work anymore. They stopped. So an engine also has something called fans. They're things that blow, and it makes it get cooler, right? So 20% of the time, it was the fans stopped working. The next one is faulty thermostat. That's the little thing that says cold, hot, cold, hot. But if your thermostat is broken, it says cold the whole time, even if it's really, really hot. So the person operating the car thinks, oh, the engine's cold, when really it's very hot. So there's a faulty thermostat. Next one, loose fan belt. That means the belt that runs the fan is broken. Damaged fins. That means the fan's blades are damaged. One of the fan's blades is broken. And coolant leakage. That means the liquid inside the radiator, it's leaking out. There's no water or coolant in the radiator. So if you look, these first 2 things are causing 80% of the problem. The damaged radiator core and the faulty fans. These first 2 are causing 80% of the problem. And the rest of them are just small. Okay, the rest are only 20%. And this black line right here is this is the thing I was having a hard time understanding. It says how, let's see, what is the black line? The bars show frequency in descending order, right? This is the most frequent, and this is the least frequent. And the line shows cumulative percentage or total as you move from left to right. So if you look here, it's 31. Now it's 51. We've added on 20 more. Now it's 59. We've added on 8 more. Now it's 64. We've added on 5 more. Now it's 68. We've added on 4 more. And now it's 71. Okay, so if you look here, it's going up really fast. But here, it's kind of leveling out. It's kind of staying the same. So what it's showing is the amount of problems are going up really fast with the first 2 problems, which means that most of the problem is happening with these first 2. And a lot less of the problem is happening with the rest. So this would mean that you would want to focus first on fixing the radiator, right? That's the one that's causing the most problems. And then you would do the fan second and on down the line, right? So if you covered these 2, you would be fixing most of the problem just by doing the first 2. Because if you started over here and you fixed the coolant, that's not the most efficient way to solve the problem, because you're only solving 3. But over here, if you start with the damaged radiator, that's solving 31 of the problems, right? So it's really good to have this diagram, because you don't want to solve the problem by fixing the coolant leak, because that's only 3 of the problems. But it would be better to start here on the damaged radiator, because that's 31 of the problems. So now you're spending your time more wisely. You're starting with the problem that has the most damage. It's the one thing that's causing most of the damages. Okay, any questions? I know that was hard to understand, but I just wanted to explain it to you because it was hard for me to understand. Any questions about a Pareto chart?
Yes. I still don't get the curve line.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't understand that, why it's like,
Yes. So
yeah,
this is basically just adding up the number of failures. So this one right here is just the radiator core damage, which is 31. So right now we have 31 failures. In other words, the engine overheated 31 times, or the 31 engines overheated. But here we add on 20. Here, 20 more engines failed because of faulty fans. So now we have 51 engines that have overheated.
I see.
Right? And now 8 more are overheating because of a faulty thermostat. So now we have, this was 51, we add on 8, now it's 59 engines overheated, right?
Okay.
Now we have 59 engines overheated. Here we have to add on 5 more engines overheated because of a loose fan belt. So now it's 64 engines. But basically what this black line tells us, it tells us that it's going up the quickest with the first two. So we know we have to focus our attention on the first two, because that's where the line is going up the quickest. Over here, it's kind of leveling out, right? But here it's going up really fast. So we better look at these two problems first. Those are the ones we need to look at first.
Okay, thank you. Got it.
You're welcome. Okay, so we're going to end there today. So go ahead and make sure to do your work early so I can give you my feedback and you can make corrections before you turn your work in to your professor at Canvas, okay? That way your work can be correct and complete, and the grammar can be good and the spelling can be good, okay? All right, thumbs up. Yay! All right, any questions before we leave tonight?
No.
So this week, I am going out of town on Friday. So we will not have class this Friday, okay, guys? I will, this time, I know last time I didn't announce it and some of you were confused. So I will make sure to remind everybody that we will not have class this Friday. So remember to go on to week 2, okay? Go on to week 2. Everything is there for you to work on, okay, for week 2. So when you finish with week 1, move on to week 2. When we talk to each other again next Tuesday, we will finish talking about week 2 and begin talking about week 3. Week 3 is a final exam. So you will be all finished with your reading. There's a little bit more notes to take for week 3, and then you'll be preparing for the final exam, because this professor has a final exam. But we'll talk about that Tuesday of next week, okay? All right.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse me. One question. We are gonna have a meeting, a Zoom meeting, with the new teacher. I mean, with the making decisions teacher.
You know what? I can see if she will come meet you on Tuesday in our class. So Las Positas College, right now they have a rule that all of their teachers can only just post their classes online. They don't have live classes. But she did say that she would come visit us in our meeting. So I can ask her to come join us in our meeting on Tuesday. So I will do that, okay? I'm going to write myself a note right now. Ask Professor Ianello to join us on Tuesday, and I will do that. See if she can make it. I don't know if she can. I hope so. So maybe she will come visit us on Tuesday. Any
Okay.
other questions?
Thank you. Thank you.
Everybody's on your Canvas classroom successfully? Yes? Good. All right. That's it tonight, guys. I'm sorry, Luis. I know you're not. The teacher is aware of your problem. She did email me and she did say that she would send you the code. Please email again if you don't get the code soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. All right, guys. Good night, everyone.
Oh,
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
well,
Good night.
excuse me, Laura. One more
Yes.
thing, please. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. Good to see. I talk also with Professor Nostrom, and I am late in the submission of the homework.
Okay.
So she gave me more time.
Okay.
So I am hurrying up in
Okay.
order to submit everything, and also I am late with this submission of of the homework with you
Okay.
in the Google Classroom. Sorry about that, but may I have more time with you too as well?
Yes. Yes, you may.
Great. Great, thank you very much. Well, so I gonna submit as soon as possible. As
Okay.
soon as possible.
And you know what? I would say, Juan Carlos, make sure to focus on Professors Ian Yellow's work first. And I mean, obviously, you need to finish Professor Nystrom's work, but
Yeah.
before you do my work, do Professor Ian Yellow's work first, okay? You want
Okay.
to get your Canvas work done first,
Okay.
okay?
Okay. Okay. So first
Unless you get,
in Canvas. In
yeah,
Canvas.
unless you want to get my feedback, if you can get your work to me for Professor Ian Yellow early, I can give
Yes.
you my feedback. That way you can
Oh,
get my
great.
corrections.
Great. Amazing. Okay.
Okay,
Thank you. Thank you
you're
very
welcome.
much.
Do you have a question, Luis?
Yes, teacher, I have a question. I don't
Okay.
know
See
if
you.
you
See you.
can
Thank you very
if you
much.
can check
Bye bye.
my homework
Wait.
in the
Where is the button?
week one, the journal entry, because you said that I need to compare two different process, but I don't know if you can check the just a little quick
Sure. So week
yeah
one, and it was for week one problem
yeah
solving
week one journal entry
tree.
yeah
Okay, let me go. And you turned it in already?
yeah I already did.
Okay. Okay. And what was your question?
Yeah, I just use one model. Yeah, I didn't compare with another model, for example, with the Smart and the A step. But this will be good, or I need to compare both of them?
Let's see. Which one are you talking about? The first, second, or third one?
The second one.
Okay. Define the problem. Due to COVID-19, the company needs to keep operations open as an essential. So, what steps did you take to solve the problem? Oh, okay. Oh, and you used these steps.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I need to do in both of them, like A step, and also in, for example, in the Smart uh,
No,
process. No,
no. I think this is good. It said
okay.
describe a time when. Oh, hi, Dana Lonero just made it. Hello. Okay. It says
Hello, teacher.
hi. Describe a time when you had to solve a problem, and you said the company, due to COVID-19, needed. Um, I don't understand this
Yes,
word.
it's like reduce the yeah.
Reduce people's attendance at the office. Yeah, so
Yeah.
probably just put reduce here. People's physical attendance at the office.
Mhm.
So you do a common thing that a lot of Spanish speakers do. You invert the adjective and the noun. People's physical attendance at the office. So you always want to put the adjective in front of the noun. So
Okay.
physical is an adjective and attendance is the noun. It wasn't super clear in this situation. In order to respect wearing masks all the time inside the building, keeping, okay, in order to, and instead of respect, I would say follow or adhere to.
Okay.
I'm going to say adhere to the rule of, and then it's one, wearing masks all the time, keeping 6 foot distance. The company needed to keep open doors and production running and also keep safety policies. Okay, wait. Maybe Keep the doors. Okay, I'm just like I'm actually correcting it right now.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay.
Safety policies and let's see, care for the health of our employees. Okay, but your question is you should compare to, because I think what you've done is correct. What steps did you take to solve the problem? It looks like you used the 6 steps from our problem solving process. And then were you happy with this? It looks like you did this correctly.
Okay.
Yeah, this is good. I haven't corrected it all yet, but I think you're fine the way you did it.
Thank you. Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. Good night,
Bye.
Luis.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Okay, Dana, are you here?
Yes, teacher, I have a question, sorry. If
Okay.
you don't mind.
How long
Yeah,
have you been here? I didn't see you earlier.
well, I was listening since
Okay, you were here because I didn't
7.
see that you were here in the classroom till the end. Were you able to hear all of the lecture or only the end?
Mostly the beginning and at the end some parts because I have to go out to do something. But
Okay,
I listen almost all.
because I forgot to record all of it. I'm sorry. I
Oh,
just forgot. So I recorded the end only.
okay. Yes.
I'll post what I have, but I forgot to record it all.
Um,
Okay, so Dana, what can I help you with?
yeah, I'm trying to register the different class in Canvas, and there's one that don't let me to do that. I don't know what can I do, and I try to
I think what's happening, okay, hang on a second. I think I got a message about you from Professor Ian Yellow. So let me just look. It says right here, well, this was Luis, but he has the same problem as you, I believe.
and Lina too.
So she has to give you, it says right here, oh, look, here's the code. Hello, Louise. Please use this code to add the course. So I'm going to make this really big. You need to write this down, okay?
Yep.
105228.
For any course that we
It's just this course, to add this course.
and what's the name of the course?
It is, if we go back to our homepage, it's on our Google Classroom homepage. If you scroll down on our stream, you can see the names of all of the classes. There's Attitude in the Workplace, which we did, and then there's Decision Making and Problem Solving, which is number 2. That's the one we're in now. And it has the course number right here. So this is on our, you know what? I'm going to write our ad code that I just got on this stream on our page. So let me get back to my email, and I'm going to copy and paste this right here. Control C, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to edit this. Edit. And I'm going to add this right here, Control V. Use this code to add the course. To add the course. I'm going to have to, darn it, I want to make, all right, I'm going to just go here. Code to add the course. There we go. So now it's all on the same line. All right, so now it's on our homepage, so you can go and find it there. So remember, Dana, you can call or email, not call, but email Vamsi. She has volunteered to be our class helper. And her name is Vamsi. Let me see. She posted her email address, but if it's not here, I'm going to put it on that same page. Let me just go to my email. She will make. Remember how I got on a web meeting with you and I had you share my screen?
Yes.
She will do that with you, Vamsi. And the reason why I can't do that with you is I've never done this. I'm not a student, I'm a teacher. So I've never enrolled in these courses. So it's better if another student who's done it gives you the explanation as to how to do it. Because I don't know how to do it. If you ask me how, I don't know how. I've never done it. So let me go to Vamsi. Here she is. I'm going to put her email address, Control C. I'm going to put her email address on that same thing, edit. And I'm going to say, right here, how come I can't do it? Please email Vamsi if you can't figure out how to add a course. Okay, so I'm going to put her email right here, Control V. There's her email, her Gmail.
Teacher, another question. After I have all the courses signed, can I log in Canvas? Because now it's not able for me. I
You can't
tried,
log
but
into Canvas? Well, I think the reason you're unable to log into Canvas is you don't have the ad code. Once you get the ad code, you should be able to add Professor Ian Yellow's class. And the reason why you can't see Professor Nystrom's class is you didn't have your. Did Professor Nystrom ever get you into her class?
no.
Okay, so you might want to email Professor Nystrom. So I will put her email. Her email is on our classwork page in the syllabus for right here, Attitude in the Workplace syllabus. So if we go in here, I'm going to click the syllabus. And if you look in here is Professor C. Nystrom at lospositoscollege.edu. I'm going to put that as well on that same stream. C. Nystrom at lospositoscollege.edu. I'm going to put that on our stream. Edit. You can also email Professor Nystrom at, and then here's her email address. It's C Nystrom at lospositoscollege.edu. If you, let's see, or Professor Ian Yellow at, and I'm going to put her email address on here. Her name is Rayanne. Here's her Gmail address. Rayanne. Oh, but that's Gmail. Okay. I wonder if I have her ELPC address. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Oh, she's Chabot College. Okay. Control C. She has two email addresses. I guess I could put them both there. At Control V, Rianne Yellow at chabotcollege.edu, or her other one is her Gmail one, which is this. Control C, Control V. There are her two email addresses.
Oh, okay. So she has to like give us a permission or something so we can
Professor, yeah,
access.
so if you want to get into, so Professor Nystrom is the one who taught attitude in the workplace. Hang on, let me just put her name here. Edit. I'm going to put Nystrom here. She's Nystrom. She's the teacher for this one. And Ian Yellow is the teacher for this one. I think that's how I spell her name. Let me go back and look. Ian Yellow. Oh, it's two N's. Ian Yellow. Okay, there we go. So now you know which professors to contact. All right, so if you want to get into attitude in the workplace, you need to email Professor Nystrom.
Oh, okay.
And if you want to get into decision making and problem solving, you need to email Professor Ian Yellow. But she gave you the ad code. So if I were you for problem solving and decision making, I would try it yourself first, see if you can get in with this ad code. If you can't, email Vamsi. And then you can have a web meeting with Vamsi and share your screen with her. And she will show you how to use the ad code to add the course. Okay?
Yeah, teacher. And this homework, the attitude in the workplace and decision making is done by Sunday, you said earlier?
You have to go onto Canvas and look. See,
Mm-hmm.
here's Canvas. And when you get into Canvas, you click on Canvas.
Yeah.
And after you're added to the course, you will see your courses here.
Oh,
This
yeah.
one is the first one, LPC 202, which was attitude in the workplace. And this is LPC 203, which is decision making and problem solving. When you click on it, it has the due dates for the assignments under modules. You click on modules and it says assignments due 10/4, assignments due 10/11, assignments due 10/12 to 10/18.
Oh,
Okay, so
okay.
your due dates are written on Canvas. But first you need to get into Canvas as soon as possible.
Oh, okay, teacher.
Got it?
Yes, teacher. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hi, teacher. Sorry.
That's okay. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.